We are here live on Facebook for Thursday Night Live. I'm going to be your behind-the-scenes camera girl tonight because these two just take over the whole frame. So we want to welcome Tara and Caleb. Thanks for coming tonight.
Hey, everybody.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So we usually just kind of do a little rambling at the beginning while everybody jumps on. So as a reminder to everybody out there in Facebook land, please jump on. Leave any questions that you have for these two and any comments. Heckling is always good.
Yes, please. We welcome the heckles.
Yes, bring it.
That's right. And so give us kind of some idea of your backstory.
Good.
Well, okay. Backstory as in Cork Creative's genesis?
No.
No?
Your backstory.
My
who
backstory.
Are Caleb and Tara?
Caleb and Tara are two
where'd you
star-crossed lovers who time and fate were
Stars
working
collided.
together when we met.
In the
And
cosmos, stars and shapes and planets.
So you met in a bar.
Yes, yeah, we were wasted. No, so what was it?
how did we meet? We were bowling.
Bowling. It was only 4 years ago, so we've had a pretty sort of catapulting of our relationship for sure. We were bowling, mutual friends, and I came in and I was just like, "Hey, who are you? What's up? How you doing? What do you do? Let's talk." And
Doing the typical Caleb thing.
yeah,
Caleb.
if you know anything about me, pretty in your face. But yeah, so I was just like, "What's up? Who are you? I haven't met you before." And she's like, "Yeah, I'm a photographer." And I was like, "I'm a photographer too. Let's hang out. What kind of stuff do you like to shoot? Yada yada."
Actually, the story is that you had just gotten back from filming a short film.
Mm-hmm.
And I had just moved to Kansas City from Portland. I was living in Portland for a couple of years. And this was the first time I was out with my friends. I had just gotten back home. And all of my friends were super married. Everyone
So
was
married. Wasn't even
married,
funny.
they were
Just
super
100% married.
Level 3.
And I was super single, yeah. And so you showed up, and I had been
Looking handsome as ever.
just dapper. I had been doing acting out in Portland. So here I am. I'm like, I'm an actress. I'm living, I just moved here from Portland.
I just made a film.
And Caleb walked in, and he had just made a film, and we just had so much in common.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just kind of there was just something there. But the next day, I was moving to Springfield to live with my parents for a little bit. And so it was we didn't really think much of it after that.
I did. I thought a lot of it.
And then it was actually my mother, when my friend Erin came to visit, who was our mutual friend. My mother and Erin got to talking and convinced Erin to give my number to Caleb.
Yep.
So,
Thanks, Gail.
thanks, Mom. I'm sure you're watching.
Yeah, she'll be on later. So yeah, and the rest is history, really. I mean, it was super duper, just magnifying right away. So about a year later, I proposed, and we eloped to Oregon 10 weeks after I proposed. So
Awesome.
yeah, took 35 people. It's great. Yeah.
How fun.
That answer the question?
Let me answer the question. But now you've got me curious. So you started in Portland. What did you do before you came here, and what brought you from Portland to Kansas City?
Well, so I'm originally from California, and we came out here in elementary school, moved back to California, came back to Kansas City. I did high school here in Kansas City. And then after high school, I just kind of was transient for a little bit, just not really rooted. And I had some family out in Portland, and I just kind of wanted to go explore Portland for a little bit. And so that's what I was doing out there. I was acting, I was going to school, just kind of being young and dumb. And then I don't know, I think I really missed my family. And I have nephews out here that I wanted to be around, and it just was the right time to come back.
She knew I was here somehow.
Yeah, Caleb was the stars
cosmos
were
or
calling
something.
me home. Yeah.
So what's your before Tara story?
So I was born at Shawnee Mission Medical. What?
Represent.
Yeah. On the 3rd floor. No. So my parents, my family's mostly from here. And I moved around a lot too. We moved to Nebraska when I was in elementary school, and I graduated high school early and went out to film school in Santa Barbara, and I was like, this school sucks, so I dropped out, and I was like trying to just like figure out life for a little bit, and I was shooting the whole time, just kind of doing stuff, and I was like, moving to California was like the greatest decision ever, because it was just really just like just opened up my idea of what the world was all about, and made things really feel really attainable. Like I didn't feel like it was really that hard to, just do cool stuff. So we just I just kept shooting and doing different stuff, and I was doing film for a while, and I was a lab rat at JUCO for like 30 years, and yeah, so I was just shooting a lot. I had a really good friend of mine who was doing weddings, and so I started shooting with him, and then he and I started doing wedding films as Cork Creative originally. We made Cork Creative like 1 month before I met Tara. Like it was like, we're Cork Creative, and we like just got our logo, and I'm like, hi Tara, and that was just like that. So yeah.
So how did that, in kind of combining those efforts, was that kind of a smooth transition, or was there a little bit of rub there?
Like between.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I felt like it was really smooth.
It was really natural, yeah. I moved back to Kansas City within a couple of months. We'd been talking a lot, and my sister needed me to come nanny for the summer, so I was like, okay, I'll come back to Kansas City for a little bit. And that was when I started shooting with him, and we were shooting video. And I hadn't really had any experience with video, but I had experience with photography. So it was fun to kind of transition to that. And just right off the bat, I think Cork Creative just somehow was able to tap a really good network, like right off the bat. So they saw like a really fast initial success with weddings, and so there was lots of work to go around. And
yeah, we were just like really busy pretty quickly, and it was pretty overwhelming in a lot of ways. Like we didn't really expect it, and it was like we weren't equipped for the stress yet. Like, it was very, very stressful, but it was still really exciting for all of us because it was just so unexpected. And then yeah, we were shooting together right away, and it was pretty natural, I think. And we can kind of get to this a little bit later, but like our biggest hurdle in all of that was like the fact that she didn't necessarily like doing video as much, and so I'm asking her like, let's do video all the time, and it was just like not her favorite thing to do. So as we started to get going further with it and establishing more of the photography voice of Cork Creative, it was like really fruitful for her, and so it took us maybe a year or two to like completely say, okay, you can just do photos. I've had enough work for her to just do photos and me to just do video, and it was just a really good process for us to embark on as far as like focusing in on what we both really like to do.
Yeah.
So.
And I think there was like a lot of self-discovery in that, of just spending a year shooting video weddings and realizing that I didn't have a heart for it. It was something I could do if I wanted to, but I didn't have the same passion I had for photography. So like I could shoot a photography wedding like with the flu and 100-degree weather and like be on this, just be sweating bullets and
like
still like be having so much fun and loving it, whereas like I couldn't stand shooting video.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like lugging all this stuff around.
Yeah, video is a
Holding
lot
a
more
shot.
gear, a lot more. It's pretty taxing.
I just felt like my creativity felt limited with video.
So you gave up the acting.
You were right. She was in.
Exactly.
We filmed a couple. She's been in a lot of my commercials,
Okay.
and she's also like been in. We've done a couple different things where you've been the actress in like short films and stuff since.
But I
we're-
definitely haven't pursued it. That's for sure.
Yeah, yeah. And you were doing a lot more like theater in Portland rather than like on screen stuff.
Right. Yeah.
So there was it's kind of hard when you shift cities in the theater community because you don't know people or whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I kind of have creative ADD. Like
Both. Yeah.
I need to be expressing myself somehow. So whether it's acting or photography or playing music or writing, it's just like as long as I'm having some sort of expression, then at least I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've referred to this so many times, and I totally copied it from Chase Jarvis, but it's life as a hyphen. I'm a videographer, I'm a photographer,
Yes.
I'm all these different things.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see that.
Oh, yeah.
Both of you.
I mean, I think, we can all relate to this as entrepreneurs and whatnot. It's like, you don't just do video, or like you have to do it all. Like, we have to, talk to the clients and manage schedules, and like, sometimes we're at a wedding and we're like the coordinators, and we're, setting, like, I've had weddings where I'm working with like other dudes and we're like setting, high heels out and like taking video of it, and we're like, we're two dudes taking video of high heels laying on, like, what are we doing with our life? But it's like
Constructing the perfect flat lay.
Yeah, you just have to do so many different things. You just have to expect that, in general. But,
Have you found any roles in your business that you struggle with? Meaning, like, the role of today you're marketing, today you're actually doing your art, and tomorrow you're the janitor of your space. Like,
you definitely struggle with that one. Not the cleanest. We're like the stereotypical artists. We're just like throw stuff, kind of live and
we live in chaos.
Yeah, but that's kind of inspiring for us too. Like, we'd kind of draw on that a little bit sometimes. What would you say?
It's definitely, I would say Caleb's definitely more like the type A out of the two of us. He is much better at keeping up with communication and answering emails and kind of checking off a to-do list, whereas that's really tough for me. I think it's hard for me to follow up with people and be like, oh crap, I forgot to send that email, or that's just, my brain's kind of not in that space. And so it's been really nice that we've been able to build this together, because our strengths and our weaknesses kind of balance each other out. And
so your mom pops on and says, amen to that, their combined gifts boggle my mind.
Thanks, Gail.
She's our #1 fan.
She's our biggest fan. So if you go to our Facebook page, sometimes on Instagram too. She's not on Instagram as much, but if you go to our Facebook page, she's the first to comment on everything we do.
She also comments on
friends of friends of friends.
Friends of ours post a picture that we took. She's commenting on that.
Yep.
She's the best.
Yeah. Cheerleader. Real quick to throw in one of the things I struggle with is the office admin stuff too. I know she's kind of talking. She's saying that I'm good at that. But I feel
better at it than me.
I still struggle with it a lot because I'm not super duper organized. So we've actually added team members who've been able to help with that. So we have a girl named Ellie. What's up, Ellie? She is sort of office manager, coordinator for us, and she's phenomenal. And that's been a big step for us. And bringing that up is just everyone should do that if you can.
Absolutely. So starting out, because you've only been in business, you said 4 years?
Yep.
What was your biggest fear going in?
I was thinking about that. Feel free to jump in here too, but I think my biggest thing was initially okay, how am I gonna do this full time? Because my background, when I was shooting and stuff, I wasn't making a living, so I was just waiting tables and stuff like that. So for my thought was I want to not do that. I want to be able to do this full time. And so my biggest concern was always just how do I figure out how to do this? That was, I wouldn't say I was necessarily afraid of it. I felt like we could do it. I guess fear would be just keeping up with the workload. Maybe would be something. I get anxious about that a lot of times. I'm like, oh, I got so much. I have to do this and this and this, and it's a big hurdle. But it's something as you get going, you begin to realize it's that's just all in my head. It's all constructed. So.
Yeah, I think just that fear that you're not good enough, that you don't have that thing, whatever it is, you don't have what it takes to cut it. I think that's something that just in any creative industry, you're kind of, since your own creativity is your source of income, it's something that you're always having to feed and make sure that you're not falling behind the curve in that way.
Staying relevant.
For sure. Yeah. So I think that was a big fear, and it's something that is still if you let yourself get into a negative thought spiral, that's something that is easy. You spend hours looking at on Instagram at all these amazing photographers, and you're just how will I ever measure up? So there have been times where I've just like gotten off of social media just because like I couldn't take all of this like constant influx of information, and just to kind of like focus on my own, what I'm putting out. But I think we've gotten to a point where, at least I feel like I've gotten to a point where I feel confident enough in my abilities and the work that I produce that I don't feel quite so like threatened by other people, and now I can just like celebrate other people and be inspired by other people.
I've had that, like, I've just noticed it's like these days, there's a show on Netflix called Abstract. Have you seen this? It's so good. There's this line from this guy. He's like, difference between like amateurs and professionals is that like amateurs have to be inspired and professionals just have to show up, right? And that's not to say like the inspiration is just inherent, but it's like when you start to go into this like full time and stuff, like sometimes you're not going to feel super excited to maybe do something. You just have to like go to the desk and just turn on your computer and just go through the motions to get started, and then you're like, oh, aha, that's that thing. And so I think, to your point, it's really easy in our world these days with so many images and videos and all this stuff that you see. It's really easy to be held back by like feeling like, nothing I do is ever going to compete with what I'm seeing. And it's like, that's just, it doesn't lead to anything. You have to just like tune that out and just get to work. Yeah. Just, So.
I'm a huge Marie Forleo fan, and her statement about
I love her.
Creatives and social media is creativity before consumption.
Yes.
Boom. Yeah, that's real good.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
I love that.
So we talked about what you were fearful of. Now flip that over and say, when was the moment that so far that you have felt like, man, I nailed it. That was it.
I don't know. Have we got there yet?
I don't know if I've gotten there yet.
Or one particular project.
Yeah.
Look back and go, oh man, I'm really proud of that.
Well, so I would say one of my favorite wedding films that I've done would be, and it's probably no surprise to a lot of people who know me, but like, it's probably pretty close between like Tim and Britt. Britt Crow and Tim Crow are good friends of ours now. They got married in Oregon, and that helped us to end up get this Italy wedding that we did last fall. And I would say that, obviously we've got to shout out to Tim and Britt because it's like kind of helped get that going. And I love their film so much. But like Chris and Karen, for us, it was sort of a start. Like right away when they booked us, like we became super duper close with them, and we're hanging out all the time. Like we've hung out like 4 times in the last like week and a half, and we're going to Colorado with them on Monday. Like it's crazy, We've developed these really great relationships, and I can throw out a bunch of others as well. Especially this last year. But I was kind of thinking about that, and I feel like obviously booking an international wedding is like super duper exciting, but I think the thing I was most excited for in that front was the relationship that we started to develop, and that sort of put a mirror up to all the others who we've also been developing. So I know it's not really answering it, but I just think those relationships have been such a high point for us, especially this last year. But each year we've come out of it with great relationships.
Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely the elopement we shot in Italy was just like, when we were there in Italy shooting this elopement, it was just kind of like, wow, like I can't believe this is our job. Like we're standing here on this amazing terrace overlooking the Mediterranean Sea and like getting paid to be here. It was just it was mind blowing.
Yeah.
So that was definitely like, wow, okay, we made it. Like we're doing all right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've had any mentors, either people you know or people that are like Marie Forleo kind of people that have really influenced you in getting to where you are right now?
I was going to say, there's a gentleman by the name of Tim Twinham. He has a wedding film company in Colorado, and we love their work. They're called Valaire, and or Volare. How do they pronounce? I can't remember how to pronounce it, but
it's Valaire.
Valaire. All right. So anyway, we did go to one of his workshops. Several years ago. Man, time flies.
2014.
Yeah. No, we were already married. It had to be 2015, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll talk about this
Wait,
later.
are you sure?
No.
Are you sure?
We were married for sure.
Okay.
So anyway, so
That was the first time I ever ate Chipotle.
well,
Just side note.
Wait,
Mark it
what?
on the calendar.
Really?
That was literally the first time I ever tried Chipotle. Was at that workshop.
Oh yeah. Anyway, he's been super helpful, at least in the early stages of our career. You know, asking questions, technical things. But you know, when I was thinking about mentorship, I would say the biggest thing for us in the industry that we're in is like we've had these awesome like peer-to-peer relationships, like collaborative relationships where, you know, like Rusty Wright with Waldron Photograph Co. Like we go get drinks and just yuck it up, just talk about what's going on, you know, talk about like what we're planning, what we're working on, we're excited. Jason Dominguez kind of the same thing. It's like there's just a lot of great people in our city that we've been able to develop these relationships with, and that peer-to-peer kind of mutual sharing has been huge for us. So definitely, you know, we do have some mentors, but I think that is my biggest thing I would take from
Yeah, definitely.
relationships.
What do you think the most impactful lesson you've learned from them is?
Now I need to think a little bit. What do you think?
I think that just one of the biggest lessons that we've learned in general is just kind of what we were talking about of just showing up and doing the work. And you know, every day you're gonna experience negativity, you're gonna experience something that's wanting to keep you down or keep you from the vision or the goal that you've set for yourself, and just being able to push past that and trust yourself and trust your creativity and your inner compass, and trust wherever you're going, and knowing, and I think also knowing that like the next best thing is always around the corner. Like, you know, if there's ever a time where we're like, ooh, we really need to book something, or you know, like it's just having that mentality of like abundance, and you know, the success is coming to us because we're open to it, and just trusting, a lot of trust in ourselves and in God or the universe or whatever you want to call it. And what would you say?
Yeah. No, I like that a lot. I feel like, you know, we'd kind of talk about this a little bit. There's been so many times where like you get this inquiry and you're like, oh my God, this is gonna be the best wedding ever, and then they're like I had a wedding I quoted in Peru, and I was like, oh man, this is like bucket list situation here. Like I want to go to Peru so bad, and I was like, I was talking about it for days probably, and their photographer, I'm not trying to say anything about anybody, but he said he didn't want to work with an American, right, in Peru. So I didn't get the wedding. I'm just like total, just like lark, you know? And I was so mad about it. But then it's like, we ended up that same, you know, later on that same weekend, we ended up booking an awesome job, you know? Like, you're always going to find something different, you know? Like, it's stuff is going to come, you know, if you're open to it. So in our industry, you have to have tough skin. You have to be able to roll with the punches, because you're not going to get every job. And so dealing with that, you know, that's been, I forgot what the original question was. But yeah, learning to deal with that, I guess. That would be a huge lesson for us. And that just comes with time. You know, and another one than what I said before from abstract, I think that would be another one that was super big for me, because especially now, like we've done, like our team has finished like 3 wedding films in these last 2 weeks. And it's like, what? You know? And that has come because, you know, we have a new space now, and we have Ellie helping us with office stuff, and we've been able to really focus. And it's just like, I'm sitting there, and sometimes I'm like, okay, now I need to do the ceremony portion, and I'm like, okay, I don't really want to do that, but I'm gonna have to do it. And so you show up and you just get it done. Yeah, so that's what I would say there, for sure.
So tell us, do you have any particular projects that you're working on right now that you're excited about?
Podcast.
Well, outside of photography, I've just kind of started the wheels turning on a podcast that I'm going to be doing.
No, it's not a Game of Thrones podcast, although you're all probably thinking it is.
That's also in the works, don't worry. Basically, I just am really inspired by the women of Kansas City, the women entrepreneurs that we have in this city, and I just super inspired by them. And so I'm just going to be starting a podcast interviewing these women that are also in tandem with a fine art portrait series. So that's going to be starting. I'm doing my first recording on Friday. So
What's the name of it?
I don't know yet.
What is the name? Yeah, Tara, what's the name?
I'm still working on that.
Okay, we'll put that in the comments.
Yeah, later. Link in bio, right?
Right.
I've got a lot of really fun commercial projects coming up that I'm super duper jazzed about. We just did a commercial for a major tractor company that was like really fun to shoot. Just like gritty and like cool, like the elements flying in slow motion, like just cool stuff. I got a lot of travel next month. Architectural landscape company we're working with. That's going to be really neat. We got a cool script in there. So yeah, I mean, but as far as weddings go, like we've got a lot of really cool. I mean, we're super excited about next week. Our team is doing 2 in Colorado on the same day. That's crazy. And then September we've got some really really good ones. We got one in like the West End, and we got a lot of really really great ones. So we're excited. Lots of stuff.
Well, we have some people who
We have an
Yeah.
audience.
And,
Jump in.
Go ahead and jump in.
What's up?
Hey.
Yeah.
Last week.
Jason was coming up with me. I never met. This is Nick.
This is Nick
Get in
from
a little
Bright
closer.
Come on, Nick.
Star. Get in here.
Closer.
There you
There.
go.
I'm gonna
From Bright
put the
Star.
mic.
Bright Star.
Nick, you're new to Thursday Night Live, so introduce
We're
yourself.
very super blown out
Hold on.
right now.
I'll get
Yes.
it. I'll get it. Take the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will say right now that Caleb is not in charge of the camera tonight.
Yes.
Their video is much better than mine.
My work now.
This is on an iPhone.
So
Go
go ahead.
ahead, get in
Say hi
there.
and tell us about yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Nick from Bright Star Events. We're event services. We do wedding and event planning. We do linen rental and bartending services.
Awesome.
I saw y'all last week. Hi.
So do you guys know Caleb and Tara?
I do. I know
Yeah.
Caleb. I met Tara a couple times.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've used our studio, our old showroom for some shoots before.
Yeah.
Yep.
In our old place. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen the new place yet. I'm excited to
It's
see it.
a lot of white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very white.
White's in right now.
Yeah.
So.
You're so hot right now.
We've worked with you guys before, not just between the two of us, but your company.
Oh, yeah?
We've enjoyed a lot of the stuff that you guys have done.
Yeah, thanks. You guys
Yeah.
do good work too. I
Yeah.
love your videos.
Yeah, thanks.
They're pretty awesome.
I try.
Yeah, I know. You're okay at it, you
Yeah.
know. No, they're very good at it.
Well, I'm going to come back to Nick for just a second, just because you are the new kid on the block. How long have you guys been in business?
I worked in the industry for a couple of years, but we just launched this company 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New.
so we're new.
Yeah. And do you have a showroom?
We do. We have our warehouse in Topeka, and we have our showroom there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it just you?
No, I have several people involved. Sarah's my partner, and she's definitely involved. Matt's doing a lot of marketing. There's Coletta and a couple other planners that help us out
Okay.
as well.
And I saw Leslie in one of your pictures. Is she part of your crew, or was she just hanging out?
She's a good friend.
Okay.
She definitely doesn't work for the company.
Okay.
She definitely works for the knot.
Yeah. Just to clarify.
Just to clarify.
Got it. Okay.
Good friend.
Well, I was going to run downstairs. Anybody else have
Yeah,
anything
go
they
for
want
it.
to share?
I'm good.
No, we're good.
Go get
Thanks
some
for having
drinks.
us, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So pardon the rough transition here. I'm sure it won't be smooth. But here I am. And we are tonight at Yellow Barn Farm, which is Thursday. Oops. Yep. Caleb's directing me. Am I upside down?
Upside down, yeah, all the way around.
All the way around.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Okay, so we're at Yellow Barn Farm out in South Kansas City. I believe it's Olathe, Lenexa. And we're just going to run around. This is what your wedding vendors do on... There we are. We're back. Tell us your name again.
I'm JC Tinbrink with the Yellow Barn.
And it's a new venue.
Pretty new. Yeah, we started up in 2015.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about the space.
It seats about 100 people. We have indoor and outdoor seating options, ceremony and reception. We have a nice little party pavilion outside, and the inside is just a remodeled barn. It's very rustic and cute, and it's a family business, so we like to work together.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having us out tonight.
Thanks. Enjoy.
Thanks. Okay, let's see who else we can bug. Yep. I am coming for you, Jason Dominguez. Hi, I'm Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Julie.
You are with
Tobacco Barn Farm. We're a new barn venue up in Holt.
Awesome.
An hour north of here.
You are live on the Big Reveal Facebook page.
Yay, hi.
We're just going around kind of introducing everybody. Is this your husband?
This is my husband,
Yes.
Luke, my partner in crime here.
And you're part of the crew?
I am part of the crew, yes.
Okay,
Heavy labor.
Tell us a little bit about your space.
It's a 100-year-old tobacco barn, and we're converting it with restrooms and bridal suite and everything for venue opening in September.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
We'll look forward to seeing you.
All right, thank
Nice
you.
to meet you.
You too, thanks.
Let's see who else we've got here. I don't know a lot of people tonight, but I'm going to barge in and make them really uncomfortable on Facebook Live.
Oh, in black and white.
In black and white, yeah.
Scary.
No. Black and white's good. Hi, I'm Jennifer.
Brittany.
Sorry.
Opposite
Come
hand.
in. Yep.
Nice to meet you.
You're with?
Is this you?
No.
No, this isn't you.
I'm with the Big Reveal,
Oh, yes.
and it's a bridal show.
Uh-huh.
And we just got done interviewing Caleb and Tara from Cork Creative upstairs.
Uh-huh.
And since we're at Thursday Therapy, we just thought we'd jump in and say hi to everybody.
Wow, hello.
So, you're with?
I'm with Dave & Buster's. I'm a special events planner in the Overland Park location.
Awesome. Tell everybody a little bit about what Dave & Buster's does for events, because I've been out there and it's a lot of fun.
Well, Dave & Buster's for events, we have 2 floors. So we have a lower floor that we can rent out for more of our social events, and then we have an upstairs location that we can rent out for private events. The private events upstairs hold about 150 people. It has an exclusive private patio. It's awesome. We can do buyouts, we can do anything. It's great.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for jumping in.
Well, thank you for having
Enjoy
me.
your night.
You too.
Okay, let's go over, and my favorite, we've always got to say hi to the DJ.
Hey.
Hey,
How's it
I'm
going?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, Ty.
Ty,
How are you?
nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you. Nice to meet
We're
you.
on Facebook Live for the Big Reveal. Say hi.
Hey.
Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
DJs by Design. I started it in 1988. Yes, that's 29 years, over 700 wedding receptions. Come check us out. We're here at the Yellow Barn in Olathe. Do not Google it. It's gonna give you the wrong. Just call us. 913-565-0391. Do not Google it. You'll get lost. Okay.
Will not change the zip code. I've tried a zillion times.
I'm going to take a poll before I leave here tonight and see how many people drove here the first time without having to turn around. Thanks for jumping in. Hi, who are you?
I'm Jack.
You're Jack. Who are you with?
I am J&C Video.
J&C Video.
I'm the J and my wife is the C.
I see.
Been doing
Okay.
it since 96.
Okay.
Long time. So
Yeah.
we went from the huge cameras down to small cameras.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here with us tonight.
What do you do?
I'm sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Jennifer. I'm with the Big Reveal. We're a bridal show in Kansas City. And we just got done interviewing Caleb and Tara upstairs for Cork Creative. And we just thought we'd jump down and say hi to everybody.
Go to my card.
Oh, sure. He's going to sell me right here.
Okay.
Right on. Thank you very
Speaking
much.
of bridal show,
Yes. Well, we're live on Facebook, so we'll come back and do the sales pitch. Okay? Nice to meet you. Okay. And one other hit that we almost always have at our Thursday Night Live is some sort of photo booth. And
Take some pictures?
well, we're on Facebook Live right now, so after we're done, I'll be happy to jump in.
Sweet.
But you are
Adam.
Adam. You are
Tim.
Tim. Tell us a little bit about your booth and what you do.
Basically, we just take pictures for most weddings. You just gotta,
Here's their setup.
basically, you just push the button and it gives you 4 pictures. There's 4 seconds for each one of them.
Yeah. Awesome. How long you guys been in business?
This one has been about 6 months, but my wife's been doing like wedding stuff for about 8 or 9 years.
Awesome. And tell us the name of your business again.
Woo booth.
Woo Booth. WOOBOTH. Check them out. There it is. Thanks for jumping in.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we're about wrapped up because the other goofball that won't jump on here is hiding from me still. So anyway, we want to thank you for joining us tonight. Our video bomber, Carolyn. Thanks for jumping on. We've enjoyed having you, and we look forward to seeing you next week, both on Instagram, on our Tuesday Instagram Takeover, and on Thursday for Thursday Night Live.